What is up, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are checking out the Swedish metalcore band Writing the Future. Writing the Future were formed in 2010 in Gothenburg, Sweden. I was contacted by the drummer Richard and asked if I would check them out. And we are getting there today, checking out the track, The Eternal Chase for the Big Dream. They claim influences as Architects and Memphis May Fire. So I'm really curious to hear some melodic metalcore from Gothenburg. Starting to see more metalcore come from that area, and it certainly makes a lot of sense considering the new wave of Swedish death metal scene really formed in Gothenburg, and that sound is certainly responsible for helping create metalcore. So let's go ahead and hear what we have, shall we? The band is Writing the Future. The track is The Eternal Chase for the Big Dream. And here we go. Really subtle opening at first. Definitely getting the melodic influences, the pianos, the synths. Big heavy groove there. Kind of figured that might play into it. The piano and synth work is dominating a little bit. I wouldn't mind hearing the guitar be a little more forward. Not a fan of that kind of effect. Very synth dominant in the mix here. Got a really interesting tone to his clean voice. It's either a bit of layering or there's a little bit of pitch correction going on. It's a very, very clean, very almost 80s or sterile mix. I like that break. I like the cool synth textures going on. That's a nice touch. I know they're using the vocal effect for coloring. I'm just not a fan of that sound. But it is a really strong, very infectious groove. I like that drum fill there. The familiar trap of holding a mic by the actual mic and not the handle. Really like that kick sound. Really rich. Do you like the mixing on the drum kit? Like the imagery of the bound little girl dancing like a ballerina. It's almost got that music box motif. Big bit of reverb and effect on his cleans, though. I like that really cool keyboard line there, though. Definitely like the big synth passages there. All right, that was Writing the Future. The track was Eternal Chase for the Big Dream. liked having her in the video, like that ending there, follow your dreams. So, it's a very slick production. It's a very slick mix. It's very familiar if you're a fan of modern metalcore. It's like it's trying to achieve perfection. It's very synth dominant. The guitars are sitting below that, and I want a bit more balls, maybe some more layering there, something to thicken that tone up, because I feel like it doesn't cut through enough. You know, one of the things that works really well when bands like Architects do it is the mixing, where there's enough layering in the guitars that it does punch through and it's able to sit where, at least in my opinion, guitar-driven music should. Those guitars should be out there, and they should be out front, and they shouldn't be overpowered by the synths. There's a lot of vocal processing going on here. And I feel like there's points where I'm not completely getting a sense of the singer's voice. I like his tone in those clean parts that, especially in the beginning, after they come out of that very effect-driven vocal. But I feel like sometimes with the strive for perfection, especially among a lot of metalcore bands, you lose a sense of what the vocalist actually sounds like. And there is a ton of vocal processing. Ton being used figuratively here, not literally. But there is a lot of vocal processing going on. And I understand that's the sound they're going for, but personally, I really want to be able to hear the vocalist and what he sounds like. And the lyrics are very familiar. They're very catchy. The chorus is incredibly catchy. The hook is infectious. There's really nice grooves. I don't really get a lot of the bass. I feel like it's mixed a bit on the low side. I'd like to hear that a little bit more. I like the guitar riffs. Like I said, I feel like the guitars are just getting a little buried. And I really like the cohesive sound of the kit. That kick sound is great. I don't know if it's sample replaced, but it's a very clean, very thick and clear sound, and I'm very happy with that. But the cymbal work is definitely competing with those synth frequencies. I don't get a lot of the cymbals as clear. So overall, I think it's a well-played track. I think it's easy to listen to, but I think the production is just way too sterile. You know, I don't want to hear a perfection, because perfection isn't possible. I want to be able to hear those little nuances and elements. And I feel like it's really familiar. I mean, if you've heard bands like Memphis May Fire and Architects, it's going to be hard to do that sound. And I'm getting just that very, very, very familiar modern metalcore sound. I certainly want to hear more, because I feel like I haven't heard their best track. And I can certainly see why it would be utilized and marketed as a single, because it is very catchy. And if that's what they're going for, then they've achieved that. It's a very easy track to listen to. And I think that if you've got bands that are big Architect fans, I think they're probably going to like this. I did notice there is a lack of a solo, a lack of big melodies with the guitars. It seems like they really utilized the synths for that purpose. And I like the imagery in the video. I think the young girl there doing the dancing, the kind of human version of a music box with the blindfolds. It was a really cool artistic touch, and I enjoyed that. And it was shot well. Overall, I certainly want to hear more. I feel like the band has more to offer. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think it's too similar to other metalcore out there currently. Do you feel like the band has enough of their own sound to make you want to go out and buy them, as opposed to other bands like Architects? So I'm really curious to hear your opinions. Thank you, guys. Thank you to the band Writing the Future for reaching out to me and giving me a chance to check you guys out. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I truly apologize. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I love you. Thank you to my law enforcement, military, veterans, and first responders for what you do every single day. As always, you have been awesome. I've been Baldman. See you in the next one. Be excellent to each other. Keep headbanging.